Good evening, everyone. It's 1 p.m. It's such a nice day outside, actually. Look at my... I was about to say Hope's Peak. This is my Hawk Peak t-shirt from A Short Hike, not Hope's Peak Academy, Hawk Peak Provincial Park. Danganronpa follows me wherever I go. This video is not about Danganronpa. This video is about some anime and manga that I watched and read recently that I really liked, and I'm gonna talk about them. So I guess I'll just do that. I was gonna do like a not very necessary preamble before that, but I don't want to pad out the time too much. We know why we're here. I'm gonna talk about anime and manga I have enjoyed. That'll be fun. Why don't we start with the manga, since that's what's in front of me right now and that's the first thing on my mind. Oh, excuse my water bottle. I'll keep it there so my foot doesn't knock it over again. So the first manga is The Otaku Love Connection. This is volume 1. I talked about this in a video before, but I found it pretty organically when I was at the bookstore with my mom, and I hadn't really read manga before at all. So I went into the manga section to see what was going on, and I found this. I actually saw volume 3 first, and I read what it was about, and I thought it sounded really cute and really funny. It sounded right up my alley, and it was. I really enjoyed it. These are the main characters. At the back, there's Wataru, who's like an otaku, and he's like a fanboy of the school's it couple, Yuzuru and Chihiro, who are at the front. And there's also Mashiro right here, who is also an otaku, but she also has a little crush on Wataru, and they fangirl and fanboy over Yuzuru and Chihiro together. But the thing is, they have differing views on which one is the top and which one is the bottom. I don't remember exactly who thinks what, but one of them thinks that Chihiro, the guy, is like the Prince Charming, like the more dominant one in the relationship, while Yuzuru is like the softer one. But the other thinks that Yuzuru is the more dominant one in the relationship. And hijinks ensue. They usually admire the couple from afar, but things happen and they actually end up getting to know each other and they become friends. And it's really cute and really fun, and I really enjoyed it. I don't know if I described the plot very well, but that's the gist of it. Wataru thinks one way about the it couple's dynamic, Mashiro thinks another way about the it couple's dynamic, but they love them and they stand them all the same. Eventually, when they actually get to know them as, I guess, as people, instead of just standing them from afar, they develop a very cute friendship. Like, it becomes a squad, essentially. There isn't an anime for this, but if there was, I would watch it. I was picturing it like an anime in my head. Like, I was giving them all voices. I was, like, imagining, like, coming up with music in my head as things were going on. I guess that's what you're supposed to do when you read a manga. But it was really cute, and volume 4 comes out in a couple weeks, I'm pretty sure, and I pre-ordered it, so it will be on my shelf very soon, and I can't wait. Maybe I'll reread the first 3 volumes again, just as a refresher, because I read this back in January. The next manga is Yotsuba. Yotsubato. This manga is absolutely hilarious. I don't know if you can see it, but there she is. So cute and adorable. This is about our main character, Yotsuba. She's 6 years old, she has green hair, and she's crazy and adorable and awesome. She's basically the happiest person on earth. It's a slice of life manga. I guess there is like an overarching, not a plot, but just a story of Yotsuba, you know, going on little adventures as a 6-year-old. And it starts with her and her single dad moving to a new town and settling in, and they meet their next door neighbors, 3 sisters. One is in elementary school, one's in high school, and one is in college. Yotsuba will have fun adventures with them. Like, any situation that you can imagine a 6-year-old getting into, Yotsuba does get into those. And this manga has been going on for a long time, I'm pretty sure. I think since 2003, and it's still going. Like, volume 16 comes out sometime this year. I only have the first 6 volumes because I don't have any more room on my shelf to put any other ones if I wanted to. But if you want something cute and light and fun and silly, then this is definitely for you. It will warm your heart and it will bring you so much joy and laughter. It's so funny. It's genuinely really funny. The visual comedy in this manga is really good, and on top of just the art being just generally beautiful, I guess I'll do a little flip through that's not very good, but if you read it yourself, I guess you'll see. The artwork is very good. The backgrounds are so detailed and just really cool. Even in black and white, there was a panel where like the sun was shining down, like the sun was really bright, and even I felt like I shouldn't be looking at the sun on the black and white page. It looked so bright. I don't know how you do that, but that's impressive. And Yotsuba's facial expressions are just so funny. There are so many panels of her just making the funniest facial expressions that have just made me smile from ear to ear and laugh. I would recommend this if you want to laugh and have a good time. The next manga I have is In the Clear Moonlit Dusk. This is the most recent manga I read. It's about a girl named Yoi who has been given the nickname Prince since her childhood, essentially, because of her appearance. Like, she's tall, she has a deep voice, she has short hair, a relatively masculine face, she is very androgynous. She's always been called the Prince, and because of that, she's kind of resigned herself to thinking that she wouldn't be seen as like a regular girl. People always compare her to like the hero in a shoujo manga or something, so she's been like, being the heroine or being the FMC was, I don't think that's really meant for me. That's just how it's been. She's used to it at this point. And then she bumps into, literally, she bumps into the other prince of the school, Ichimura senpai. Yoi doesn't have a great first impression of him at first, but they keep running into each other, they keep encountering each other, and as they get to know one another and talk, she starts to get a feel for how it feels to be known as her true self instead of just people idolizing her as the prince. Ichimura senpai, or Kohaku, his name is Kohaku, he's actually interested in her as a person, not just the prince. She is not used to that, but she finds that she really enjoys it, even though it's nerve-wracking at first, obviously, because that hasn't really happened to her before. Like, guys never really noticed her because she was seen as a guy or seen as the prince. So someone like Ichimura actually wanting to get to know her is exciting and nerve-wracking, and it's just so new for her, and it follows the two of them and their developing relationship, and it's really adorable. I flew through this. I only have volumes 1 to 4 because, again, there's no room on my shelf, but I flew through all 4 of them in 4 or 5 days. Once again, the artwork is absolutely beautiful. Like, look at this. Can you see it? It's absolutely gorgeous. This also warmed my heart. It was so sweet and so wholesome and just so lovely. I love fluffy romance like this, especially since I'm kind of burnt out from like contemporary romance books, I guess. It's been so nice to read a high school romance and in a different medium than the other romances I've been reading. Instead of just novels, I get to look at beautiful artwork and follow the story that way and visualize it in my head. I know there is an anime for this that came out this year. It's just so cute and sweet, and if you like things that are cute and sweet, and if you want to read about a developing relationship between these two characters, then I would recommend this. And I like that they're bringing out the best in each other, I feel. At least from what I've read so far. They're learning more about not just each other, but themselves from being with each other, and it's great. That's all the manga that I've read because that's all that fits on my shelf. I will show you one that I am going to read eventually that I'm looking forward to. I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. My best friend recommended this to me. I've heard of the title, funny title, but I know that the story is actually quite sad. So after my friend's suggestion and after hearing about what it's about, I decided to get the complete manga collection. It's thick, but I feel like I would get through this pretty quickly. And the cover is so pretty. There's so many cherry blossoms. I'm excited to read this. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about the anime that I've watched. The first one I watched is The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. That's kind of a tongue twister. The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. That's what it's called. So basically, there's these two high schools, right? There's Chidori Public High School, which has a reputation of the students being delinquents. I'm pretty sure it's an all-boys school because from what I saw, there were only boys in the class. But yeah, it's known as a school for delinquents. And then on the other hand, there's Kikyo Academy for girls. It's a very elite and prestigious all-girls school where all of the students come from very wealthy or well-to-do families, that kind of thing. And the schools are right beside each other, and they have a long-standing rivalry. Our main character, Rintaro, goes to Chidori High School, and he has a reputation for, he looks kind of scary. People don't really approach him. He has a very intimidating presence, even though he's actually quite a sweetheart in my opinion. And he doesn't think very highly of himself because people usually run away from him in fear because of his appearance. But then one day while he's working at his family's patisserie, he meets a girl. What is her name again? Karuko. That's her name. Sorry. Her name is Karuko, and she's very small and petite, but she is a frequent customer at the bakery. And from what I remember, she doesn't immediately run away from him in fear because of his appearance. She comes off as very shy, but she actually tries to get to know him, which is something that he's not used to. But then we find out that Karuko is a student at the elite all-girls school. But despite the rivalry between Chidori students and Kikyo students, Rintaro and Karuko want to get to know each other as people instead of just the schools they go to and the reputation that those students have because of the schools they attend. I thought it was really cute and really sweet and very grounded. I think it's a good comfort watch, definitely. I like both of the main characters individually and together. I think they're very sweet. I think Rintaro is very sweet, and I just love how much he likes Karuko. It's just so, I don't know, it's the whole yearning thing. Everyone's like, we need to bring back yearning. We do, because that's what I want. Outside of the developing friendship and relationship between Rintaro and Karuko, we also get to know Rintaro's friends and also a friend of Karuko who is very protective of her. We get to know all of these characters. It was very good. I'm probably gonna watch it again, definitely. And then the other anime I watched is Romantic Killer. That was an adventure. This one was very silly and goofy and fun, and that's the kind of thing that I really enjoy. So our main character, Anzu, has no interest in romance outside of having crushes on fictional characters, which honestly, same. All she cares about is her video games, chocolate, and her cat, Momohiki. She doesn't care about romance in real life. She doesn't want that. She just wants it in video games with her fictional crushes, and she wants to eat chocolate and cuddle with her cat. But then she is visited by a wizard named Riri, and Riri's like, hey, I'm going to make your life essentially a dating sim or a shoujo manga, and I'm going to make sure that you have romantic experience in real life, not just in video games, because we have to do something about Japan's declining birth rate. And I'm pretty sure it's because of the lack of romance opportunities between men and women. So I'm gonna help you out, girl. And then Anzu is like, no, I'm not interested in that. I just want my video games, my chocolate, and my cat. But then Riri is like, too bad. I'm confiscating your 3 greatest desires. That's what she calls them. I'm gonna take them all away, and you're going to find love in real life. I'm going to give you a roster of boys to potentially have romantic entanglements with, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. Obviously, Anzu doesn't like this, but eventually she decides to play along a little bit, but also tries to avoid these shoujo manga-esque situations that happen as much as possible, but it seems like they're just happening. So she decides to play along anyway. Hopefully it will get her 3 greatest desires back. I did a great job at describing that, I think. I thought this was really fun. I really like when anime, or I guess anything, but anime in particular, or manga, when they poke fun at or satirize romance tropes. I think it's really fun. I like Ouran High School Host Club for the same reason. I kind of started playing a guessing game as I was watching it as to which tropes they were gonna do next, and even though Anzu is not having fun at first and trying to avoid these situations as much as possible, she actually develops friendships with the guys that she is presented with. They actually develop genuine connections. I thought it was a very fun ride and I had a great time. And one of the guys, Kazuki, is voiced by Jason Griffith, aka Sonic the Hedgehog. So that was cool. Also, the theme song is really good, and the song that plays during the end credits. The thing, like on Netflix, they skip the credits automatically. Then I was like, wait, no. The song is really good. So every time the end credits would play, I wouldn't skip them, or I wouldn't let it skip because I was just jamming out. The end credits song is a banger. Same with the theme song, I never skipped it. But yeah, if you want to watch something silly and fun, but it also has plenty of heartfelt, genuine moments as well. But if you want something fun, then watch this. I would recommend it if that's your cup of tea. And then lastly, I've been watching The Way of the House Husband. One of my classmates from school actually recommended this to me, and when I heard what it was about, I was like, that sounds hilarious. It's about this ex-Yakuza. He used to be a big Yakuza guy called the Immortal Dragon. He was infamous in the Yakuza community, but then he disappears and then he reemerges. He's not in the Yakuza anymore. He's not about that life anymore. Now he's a devoted stay-at-home house husband to his wife Miku, and that's what he does. It's a comedy, it's very absurd and kind of wacky, and I really like that. It's also a slice of life, so it's not like something that has a huge overarching complicated plot. It's something that you can just put on and laugh and have a good time. And the thing is, Tatsu, the house husband, he still acts like a Yakuza. He'll be like, it'll be a dramatic close-up of his face and he'll be like, I don't have much time, give me the goods pronto. And then it zooms out and he's just like, I don't know, buying sugar at the grocery store to make cookies for his wife. I think it's really funny, and if you like, I guess, satirical, like if you like deadpan, absurd humor, I think you'll like that. I like it. It's funny. There are segments where like their cat goes on little adventures and the animals talk to each other. That took me by surprise. I was like, oh, the cat gets its own segment? Cool. But yeah, that's all the anime and manga that I've watched and read and thoroughly enjoyed recently. I'm going to put these back on my shelf now. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. What's your favorite manga or anime that, I don't know, either of all time or something you watched recently that you liked? I will see you later. Bye.